Yep, we're here. I'm here. Hope everyone else is here. Already had one person online. Wow. That must be Michael. I'll bet. Um, Hang on one second. Excuse me. Trying to do my hygiene here. Off my chest. Eating pizza. Well, almost time to start. Anybody who's listening? Everybody went away. Two people were there. Now nobody's there. Good. Well, time to start the net. I got a mouthful of food. Whoever's watching. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Very good. This is K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. If you have any emergencies or priorities, if it's a health care emergency, call 911. If it's a fire emergency, 911. If it's a building collapse, 911. Whatever it is, it's an emergency, call 911. But if you have help for other things, just give us a call. The net may be broken at any time for an emergency, of course. For information on this net, you can see us on 146.415.net. That's 146.415.net, or you can see us on our Yahoo group, which is MJ_SS in the Yahoo groups section. Or you can send me an email at Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net. Normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And we meet on 146.415 FM Simplex in case you happen to be off frequency or you just don't know how to use your VFO. The purpose of the net is to support and train ham radio operators for emergencies, and especially emergency communications. And in the event there is one, and we hope never is one. But it could be a weather emergency. It could be an electrical outage emergency. It could be all kinds of things. At any rate, we invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events, activities, training, etc. for the local community. Is there any announcements at this time? Nothing heard. Well, we got coming up on the 26th, which I believe is next Saturday, is the winter field day. If you need information on it, give me a call. I'll send out a reminder over the next few days about that winter field day. Also, the Wilson County Amateur Radio Net meets on Thursdays at 8 p.m. and 147.105 and a plus offset and a 156.7 tone. That's 8 p.m. on Thursdays. And that's all I have at the moment. Does anybody have anything else? You can also see us on the website, obviously not the website, but the YouTube site, which is, you can go to YouTube and in the search block, you can put the word either Brain Trusts, BRAINTRUSTS, or my call, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. Either one should bring up the Brain Trust channel, or it'll bring up my page. I think the channel on either one. I'll have to check again, but you can see this live. Not that it's so important to see me, but you can hear your station, what it sounds like, and you can later hear it in the replay, but you can also hear what other people sound like, or the people you can't hear and I can. I don't know. Is there any questions about any of those announcements or any of that stuff? Plus, I also put up a very poorly handwritten image there for the information on how to reach the channels, plus the I have never done that before, but I put up the club call that we have for our Simplex group, which is Kilo November 4, Foxtrot Kilo Victor, in case anybody wants to look that up on QRZ. And is anybody, any other questions, corrections, or whatever, criticism, please come in. Well, very good. Then we shall start taking check-ins from the east. Finally came back around to the east. It's K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex Net looking for check-ins east of Mount Juliet. Please come in.
WA4ZHI. Rob.
Well, there's a couple in there, but I got WA4ZHI, which is James. How you doing, James? You weren't at the net this past Wednesday, were you?
No, I went to the doctor that day, and I was so tired I slept through the net.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I get tired just thinking about work.
Yeah, had to go in for a little look safe by the doctor.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we don't need any details. We know about the HIPAA laws, man. You can't share nothing. Well, you could if you wanted to. All right, James, you sound good tonight. You doing all right, though, now, just today?
Yeah, except for getting a little cold here and there.
I was going to wear my Russian fur hat today, but I thought better of it. Yeah, but it's supposed to get down into the 20s, and I'm just hoping the water goes away by that time. All right, good to have you in there, James. That's James, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel, India. Pretty regular attender. He missed last week, and we almost collapsed the net because he wasn't there. He's almost always on the net. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet Road? Please come in.
Zero India 4, Sierra India Bravo.
Hey, how are you doing tonight, Richard?
Can't fuss, can't complain. Had an excellent supper. Won't go into detail, but trust me, it was wonderful. Anyway, hope everybody stays warm tonight and batten down the hatches where necessary. Thank you for what you do, and I'll turn it back over to you, KI4SIB. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. That was Richard, Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo, and he's over in Lebanon. And yeah, people ask me, it's like, hey, do you like? And I said, well, of course I do. I didn't get to over 250 pounds, drinking water and eating oranges. All right, who else is east of Mount Juliet Road? Please come in. Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road, east of Mount Juliet? Please come in. All the way to Knoxville if you're there. All righty, we'll move up to the north then. North of Mount Juliet, north of Lebanon Road. Please come in. Got a happy crowd tonight. We're just drinking a Coke here, taking some time. Maybe I ought to go over the announcements again. It is 8 o'clock, isn't it? Yep, sure is. North of Mount Juliet. Anybody there?
WV0LO.
Hey, how you doing there, Mark?
Doing good. Man, everybody must be hiding out, waiting for this storm to go by and all this snow we're going to get.
Oh, I think they're all over at Walmart buying snow shovels, and they went home and they put on their long underwear and boots.
With a quick stop at Kroger for bread and milk.
Yeah, and tuna fish.
Yuck. Okay. Well, continue on.
All right, very good. That is Mark over there. I had to think for a second. Mark over in Hermitage, and that's Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar, having some concerns about, man, that cold weather is going to be the pits, especially for any bugs that are left out, because they're going to be cold. What surprised me today was, as long as it rained, the birds. It's funny to watch birds in the weather, because in spite of the rain and the cool weather, it wasn't real cold, but they were like eating out of the bird feeder in my window, and it was like soaking wet, and they still got, they looked like they just took a shower, and they didn't care. They didn't care if it was cold. They didn't care if it was wet. They just were eating. Anyway, so I guess we can't do the same thing. Not very well. We catch the pneumonia or something. All right. Again, Mark over in Hermitage, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. Who else east of Mount or north of Mount Juliet? Please come in.
W4DTC.
Whiskey 4 Delta Tango Charlie. How are you tonight?
I'm good, Paul. Everybody on the net. This is David here in Gallatin. W4DTC, 5 watts on the Diamond 510. Excuse me. Thought I would check in and see if I could get you to 31, but it's not looking like it. But it's still early.
Oh, we'll see how it goes. You did real good on 5 watts though in Gallatin because you were about almost 40 over on my meter here.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's up pretty high. Leaves are off the tree, so it's working pretty good.
Well, that's a great antenna. I mean, it really is a nice antenna, and if it's up high enough, I'm sure it's as good as mine.
All right. Well, I'm going to get back to eating. That's why I didn't call. That's why I wasn't the first one in there. I'm going to go kind of finish my dinner up. But thanks for doing the net, Paul, and everybody. We'll talk to you later. Back to net. W4DTC.
Yeah, very good. That was David, Whiskey 4 Delta Tango Charlie in Gallatin on 5 watts, and he was almost, well, he was up at about 40 over on my meter, so he was doing great. Good. You'd think he was on a beam from up there in Gallatin, but very good signal tonight, David. Who else north of Mount Juliet? Wow. Okay, west of Mount Juliet, please come now.
KM4YRS.
I know what you're doing. You're jamming all those stations that are trying to call in. Michael.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to jam anybody, but man, David Gallatin was booming in here.
I know. It was 5 watts. It's some bigger watts he buys up there in Gallatin.
Yeah, I guess those bigger watts, you can get those up north.
Yeah. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any people out there tonight, but that's okay too. We'll live. Everything going well for you this nice, well, it's going to be cold, so doing anything in preparation for cold weather?
No, not really. I'm just hunkered down trying to take it easy. I got on the phone and text all the people that I text every week to remind them about the net. And so I'm feeling good about life right now.
Yeah, very good. You didn't go out and buy a 50-pound bag of salt?
I did not.
I didn't either, but could be a mistake not to do that.
Well, just hope the white stuff stays up north where it belongs.
I don't know. Sometimes it'll surprise you. You know, you end up with things you don't necessarily think you're going to get. Well, very good, Michael. Good to have you in there. That's Michael in Belshire, Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Great signal. Gives a good signal report on the 5 watts from Whiskey 4 Delta Tango Charlie. Who else north of Mount Juliet?
West.
Is it on west now? Yeah, I guess. I was trying again. I was pleading. Please come out. Now, west of Mount Juliet, please come out. Yeah, that west is like that St. Thomas Hospital out there in the west. My mother was going over there to see a doctor, and it's the name of the hospital is St. Thomas West Hospital. And so I presume the guy's name is St. West. His first name is Thomas. Anybody else west of Mount Juliet, please come out.
4G.
Oh, you're a little weak tonight there, Jeff. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. All our well net. Just doing a few things here around the house. Hopefully soon I'll have some new equipment. Looking forward to getting some new equipment.
Yeah, fantastic. Your signal in audio is lower than usual, and I mean really lower than usual. I mean I can copy okay, but it's really low. Are you doing something different?
No, not at all. Maybe I'll hold the microphone a little closer. It might help, but I do have the wattage turned down to 5 watts.
Yeah, I think that's what did it. Was the combination of the 5 watts and the microphone. Now it's fine. It's great audio now.
Okay, I'm just holding the microphone a little closer. It's all.
But you're doing all right otherwise. Do you have to work tomorrow?
Oh, I'm on vacation beginning now, I guess. I work today, but I'm off tomorrow and next week.
Hey, I think I messed up. What is your call again? Because I've got it. I thought I knew what it was, but I wrote it down wrong. What is it again?
WY4G, Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf.
Oh, I did write it down right. And so I went to look it up again just to make sure that I was right. And I put it down wrong. I put it down Whiskey 4 Yankee Golf. I thought, that just doesn't look right.
Yeah, well, we all get confused sometimes, but I do that a lot myself.
Yeah. Makes your old age being fun. You do things 2 and 3 times.
Never forget anytime you did them previously.
Yeah, that's how I've felt about computers over the years. You don't do something, or even a radio. One of the HF rigs. You go to do something, you go, huh? How did I do that last time? Because it's like I haven't the foggiest idea how to do this unless I look in the manual, and so it tends to drive you crazy. Well, very good, Jeff. Now your signal is good on 5 watts as well. That was Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf, Jeff, up in Madison. Good signal though. And what kind of rig were you planning on buying, or antenna, or both?
Okay, I'm planning on getting a Kenwood TMB71 radio and that 300 series diamond antenna with the X300 or whatever. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, no, I have that radio, and it is really a nice radio. It really has a lot of nice features to it. Great dual band radio with 50 watts on both bands. It copies some other bands as well, like 220 band and I forget what other bands it covers, but several. There's 2 or 3 other bands that it will listen to. But it won't transmit on about 2 meters and 70 centimeters. But no, I would. That radio is great.
Yeah, the reviews I read about it are pretty good compared to a lot of the other ones. And that antenna, I would like to be able to get the one like you have, but a little bit out of my budget right now. So I just settled on the 300 series.
Well, it was out of my budget for a lot of years. Let me tell you, it wasn't something that phone. Hang on, let me kill that. I don't mean literally kill, but I'd like to. All right.
Yeah, but maybe soon, that will be, part of my station setup. So it's just a matter of time. Anyway, I'll let you carry on. I'll be in touch. So, WY4G.
Yeah, very good, Jeff. And again, that's Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Jeff, he's up in Madison, looking for an upgrade, or he's planning on very soon doing an upgrade on the antenna in the rig. But doing pretty good now. But as you other folks can see, that everybody seems to, at least if they have the ability, the financial and/or the ability of their property to make changes to upgrade things. We've been doing it over time, and when I say over time, in this case, it's not Jeff's necessarily, but it's over time. It's been 4 years and 3 months or so. So people, it may be slow, but everybody seems to get there. And of course, new people, it's a little different because they're just jumped in here. But anybody who's interested in Simplex obviously will want to, over time, increase their station's ability to transmit and listen. Kind of frustrating when you can't hear stations. All right, who else we got west of Mount Juliet? Please come in. Anybody west of Mount Juliet?
W4AWE.
Hey, John. How you doing tonight?
Oh, doing just fine.
You sound good. Are you running full power?
Let me see. Yeah. I'm back on the ICOM, and it's up at full.
Yep, sounds good. In fact, sounds powerfully good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I happened to turn on one of the HF radios real early this morning, about 4 a.m., and happened to catch a guy in northern Maine on 20 meters, and we talked for a while, and I asked him about the weather. He goes, well, we're expecting 24 inches tonight.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I happened to look up. Yeah, that's something to. It's hell when you have to clear your driveway at 24 inches. I'll tell you that because I've done it. But I looked up a city today up in Minnesota, just south of Minneapolis, and this was during the day. It was already, I forget whether it was 2 or -2. It wouldn't make too much difference, but that's a little colder than here.
Yeah, I've got friends who live in Minnesota, and it's like one guy, his biggest hobby is going out this time of year with a saw and cutting a hole in the ice and sitting there all day ice fishing.
Yeah, hopefully he's got a house wrapped around that hole because it gets pretty chilly out there on the ice.
Yeah, he drags out a little house that sort of looks like an old-fashioned outhouse.
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar with it. I've seen lots of them. I've never actually ice fished though. I fished in frozen. Well, And the parts of the lakes that aren't frozen, or the parts of the streams that aren't frozen, but I've never actually gone out and cut holes in the ice to fish. In fact, on Lake Erie, if you ever look, you can look on the web and you can see that people drive out on that lake, among other lakes. But at Lake Erie, they used to drive out on the lake all the time, and some of them would accidentally or on purpose leave their cars out there, and the ice melted, and they're sitting at the bottom of Lake Erie.
Yeah, he sent me some pictures like that a couple of years ago, where somebody actually had, they got caught and left a Jeep out there and had a sudden warm day, and they finally got a record and got it out. Fortunately, it was close to the shore.
Yeah, well, I don't think I want to have to pull something out of the lake and then hope it's going to do all the work to get it running again.
You're right.
All right, that's John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. He's over in Bellevue. Great signal. You're usually hearing everybody, are you not?
It depends. For some reason tonight, I'm not, but I literally almost started to get up. I had plans of getting up on the roof today and getting one of the M squared beams up, but it's just a little too slick up there on the roof today.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be up there today. You caught me taking a bite of pizza there. Haven't finished my dinner. All right, John. Good to have you in there. I will catch you later. Hope to hear you, whatever it's today. Saturday? Yeah, next Wednesday. We'll have to get together someday. Who else west of Mount Juliet? Please come down. Moving to the south then. Please come down.
KN4 MPV.
Hey, Terry. How are you doing down there? How's your bad self doing, as somebody used to tell me?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Had a pretty good day there, Paul. And didn't get a whole lot accomplished as I figured, but it was a good day. And too rainy to do anything outside, and too lazy to do anything else. So I guess it was okay. And I hope everybody else had a good day and maybe a little bit more, got a little more done than I did, and enjoyed yourself. And I'll let you have it back.
Very good, Terry. Yeah, my big accomplishment, I think, today was probably going to get pizza for tonight's dinner.
Well, you done just about as good as I did, if not better.
Well, it's hard to go outside and do anything, obviously, and I noticed it was one of those rare occasions because it rained so much here. Just it wasn't all just a hard downpour. It was a slow dribble, but constant, almost all day today that I know of, and last night. And so, even I noticed some standing water out in the ditch in my front yard, which almost never happens.
Yeah, I noticed on the radar, it looked like that snow was already this side of Clarksville, already coming this way. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'll let you get back to everybody and 73s. And hope everybody has fun and have a good day.
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Terry. And of course, that's Terry, Kilo November 4, Mike Papa Victor. Great signal, good solid audio. Contrary to what his mobile station sounds like, but he just bought a new mic to fix that problem. He knows what I'm talking about. Who else south of 40? Please come down.
K4NDN.
Did you just call to harass me?
Who?
You.
Oh, well, good evening, Mr. Paul. I didn't know. Yeah, I just called to harass you. Did you get 2 large pizzas? I'm hungry.
Well, I got a pretty good one here, but it's cooling off because it's hard to eat and talk at the same time. So, how you doing, David?
Well, if I got any better, Mr. Paul, I couldn't stand it. If I got any worse, it's been kind of a soggy day, and the little dry creek that jumps up behind the house after it rains real hard 2 or 3 days. Really come out of its fangs today. Like I've never seen it.
Oh, really? That's the most you've ever seen in how many years?
28 years. However, now, not the worst I've seen it, but in that length of time.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it was because it started raining sometime. When did that read? The most recent rain, did that start yesterday evening? I forget.
Well, there's been, several inches in the last week or two. I had to issue the rain gauge lately, got kind of tired doing that, but it's saturated.
Oh yeah, there's no question about that saturation, man. It's it rained so much today that It was like I call it the kind of rain that dissolves all the, because I have 5 dogs, and so it dissolves all the dog crap in the backyard, and that's the best thing you can do because I don't feel like stepping in it.
Well, I hope it gets big, too.
Yeah, that's right. You still get bothered by those pigs from your neighbors?
Yeah, I still, I'm waiting on answers from you, sir, of what I should do to keep them going to jail and keep them, what should I do, Mr. Paul?
I don't know. Nothing's going to keep you out of jail if somebody wants to push the issues on either animal abuse or I don't know. What you have to do is to build the wall, man.
That's a good idea. I've been thinking about getting me 2 gallons of paint and sneaking up on them pigs. What you think?
What color? What color paint?
Pink.
Well, that'll make them highlighted.
No, I just doubt,
I think that probably international that orange would be good.
All right, Tennessee orange is. Carry on, Mr. Paul. Appreciate what you do. And by the way, I looked in the email boxes and nothing I could find on my end, but no big deal. Have a good one. Appreciate it. That's so yeah.
So you're still not seeing the notices or the emails from the group? You're still not seeing those emails, David?
No, sir, I am not seeing them.
Well, I'd say it's probably your email, not your client, but it's probably your, your internet access client there, whatever we're calling them these days.
Okay, I'll keep working on it. No big deal. I can still see. I can go online and see. But again, thank you, Mr. Paul.
Yeah, very good, David. That's David, Kilo India 4 November, Delta November, and he is in Reedyville. A good signal. Let's put it this way. Not much of a signal, but a great audio. Audio is full copy, and only just bumping my meter a little bit. Who else south of 40? Please come in.
Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet.
Hey, Jim, what's going on with you?
Just a wonderful day here on the hill. Watched the rain pretty much all day.
Yeah, well, it's a bad day for doing anything on antennas, that's for sure. But I'm glad you live on the upper part of the hill because I'd hate to be on the other end.
Oh yeah, I did manage to get out there. I had the sunshine out here for a couple minutes and moved my stand dipole a little bit. So it's not exactly where I want it, but it'll suffice for now. My 2017 and 10. So other than that, we didn't do much else today. A good day to do that.
Yeah, it's a good day to do nothing. I agree. No, I did some stuff. In fact, I went to the trouble. If you've ever had to set up Skype, which I have done already, but I mean, I have it on my laptop and then like tablet. And my mother, who's 90, she'll be 91 next month. I give her the laptop and she goes, "Oh, what does this mean?" And it's all these crazy questions, and it's how come there's things that you just want to take it away from her, but you can't. I mean, it's a problem. All once you got to using it and not touching anything on a touchscreen laptop, everything's fine, but can't keep her fingers off the keys or the picture,
Isn't technology awesome? All right, that's pretty much all I got back here from Woodbury. So, with that, I'll turn it back over to you in that KE4TYJ.
Yeah, very good, Jim. That was Jim, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, and he is in Woodbury. A lonely old Woodbury. All right. In fact, I told somebody just recently, I said it's a small town. I love small towns, but the only problem with small towns is they will have a small grocery store, but they've got, instead of a Walmart, they get the dollar store or Dollar Tree.
We got the Dollar General, and we have a little Piggly Wiggly, and we have a Save-A-Lot.
Oh, really? You do have a Save-A-Lot there. Do you ever shop there?
Yes, I've gone to the Save-A-Lot before, and there's also a Fred's Pharmacy.
Oh, really? Because the only other Fred's I know of is up there in Hartsville.
And we also have a Walgreens, too. Used to be a Rite Aid, got bought out by Walgreens, so now it's Walgreens.
Well, you know what that means? They're going to make a 6-lane highway through town, and there's going to be a Publix, Kroger, etc.
No, I think they thought about that. But we do have McDonald's, Sonic, Taco Bell,
Man.
DJ's, and a couple other little restaurants. It's not so small.
No, you're right. It isn't so small. I didn't realize it had all that stuff. That's awesome. That's a, I'm telling you, that's going to attract a lot of people.
And don't forget the drive-in movie theater during the summertime, spring and summertime. We have that, so we've got that going for us. All right, come on down and see us in Woodbury and Higgins Flea Market every weekend. Rain or shine is open. KE4TYJ.
Yeah, if I could make my leash longer, I would. It's kind of tough for us to get out of the house, at least for the moment, unless I take a tour bus with all the equipment and wheelchairs and oxygen stuff. It's kind of a pain, but I will someday, Jim. All right. Who else? That was Jim Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet in Woodbury, the growing city of Woodbury, soon to be doubling taxes and 6-lane in the roads. Who else we got south of 40? Please come in.
K4OFO.
Hey, Donnie. How are you doing? You soggy enough down there?
My yard is covered from not about 800 feet off the road. It's just about solid water all over the street.
Well, you're not that low, though, are you? I didn't think where you were was very low.
I'm not that low. Just had so much rain. I got a lot of runoff. Got a little lake in my front yard. Don't have any fish in it yet. We got a little lake.
Yeah, it's. I may have said this on the air before, but I took my wife when we first got married, and I took her up to Niagara Falls. Not really for the honeymoon. We'd already done that, but went her up to my hometown, and she saw that water, the Niagara River, which is big, very big, fast-moving river. And all the water in the Great Lakes go down it, before it hits the falls and after the falls as well. But she saw the water and she goes, "My gosh, don't you ever have flooding?" I said, "No, no flooding. There's a big hole down there at the bottom of the falls, and it's going to have to flood all of Lake Ontario and all the way out to St. Lawrence Seaway before we see a flood. How about earthquakes? Nope. Tornadoes? Nope. Hurricanes? Nope." I said, "It's just high taxes that kill us."
Yeah, it's true. I want to take just a second to mention something in a kind of a way of announcement. I'm in the process of learning code, and several people in our club are. And Tom Parker is going to take a little bit of his time after the meeting next month in February and have a little class on it. If anybody was interested in learning, it might be a good opportunity to do it. But he's going to have a little presentation and everything. He said he might do that for 2 or 3 months for anybody that's interested in doing it. So I thought I'd mention that.
Ah, very good. And that's the classes. I forget which day of the month that is. That's Saturday. I have it on my calendar, that is the Wilson County meeting is at, I think it's at 6 p.m. on the first Saturday of the month, is it not?
That's correct. Yeah, I thought that was nice of him being able to take his time. I don't think he'll mind me mentioning that. I know I myself and probably right now at least 2 or 3 others very interested in it.
Yeah, that'll be good for several people here, but including me. And that's, well, I'll just make that announcement now. The second Tuesday, which will be, let's see, in February, that will be well, no, it's actually the Wilson County meeting will be the first Tuesday. My mistake, because Friday's the first and Saturday's the second. I was looking at the wrong month. So Wilson County Amateur Radio Club meeting is at 6 p.m. on the first Saturday of the month at Lamprey Hall. I think it's, what bill room is that?
I don't remember the room. As soon as you walk up those big steps and come in the building, it's the last room down on the right. Be easy to find.
Well, it's easy to find for some people. No, it's room 122. That's what it is. I got it in my notes here. Very good. But anybody interested in learning some code, or at least the introductory, and see if you want to learn it, it's going to be at the next Wilson County Amateur Radio Club. And Tom's going to take some time after the meeting, which would be about 7 o'clock, to cover some of the basics of Morse code and learning it. And be a good opportunity for some of us. Hopefully I can make that. But anyway, thanks for that heads up on that, Donnie.
Turn it back over to that. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, very good. That's Donnie, Kilo 4 Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar, and he is about 6.2 miles south of me, and just is actually in Hermitage, but it's just east of Mount Juliet Road. Who else south of 40?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Boy, you must have just got in, man. What's up with you, Larry?
I just been sitting back taking it easy.
Watching the raindrops fall, huh?
Yeah, I thought listen to these guys, see if any of them sounded like they were underwater.
Yeah, we're going to have to dump the radios and work with some underwater sonar gear.
All right, Paul, we'll let you get on with it. K4SYB.
Yep, Larry in Rockvale, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Great signal as always. Anybody else south of 40?
Kilo Delta 4, Zulu Golf Yankee.
Yeah, very good, Ed. You sound good. How much power are you running there? Are you on the vertical or the horizontal?
I'm on the beam there. It's whatever it is. I say it's horizontal. But no, it's vertical. It's the beam vertical. But this is KD4ZGY. Just running a little late. Have supper to go to tonight.
Oh, yeah, no, very good. You sound great. You're about just bumping over S9 here, so you sound good. And when I say that vertical or horizontal, I meant vertical or the beam, which is also going to usually be vertical.
Yep. Well, I usually talk to you all on the beam, and it's pointed a little bit more east today than normal. But anyway, that's all I got to say there. Sort of filled up with all that old soup I had tonight. Let you have it back there, KD4ZGY.
Yeah, very good. Of course, that's Ed, Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee down in Shake Rag, which is just right near, for those who don't know where it is, it's right near Shelbyville. Who else south of 40? Please come in. And we're going to take late check-ins, any place, north, south, east, or west, northeast, northwest, southwest, southeast. Please come in.
Kilo Uniform 4, X-Ray Quebec, Tim in Hendersonville.
Hey, Tim, I think there was a double in there, but the other double, hold on. How you doing, Tim? You sound good?
Yeah, I'm getting by, Paul. Just sitting out here in the shack trying to stay warm. I forgot the net was on. I was sitting here messing with microphones, and I forgot the net was on. And I've been driving all over the place finding microphones from friends of mine that I've let borrow, and brought them home and messed with them, trying to see which one. I ordered one of those Howell PR77s, but it ain't here yet. I'm looking forward to getting that. But just goofing off all day, man. Just trying to kick back and relax, you know.
Yeah, which radio are you hooking it up to? The PR77?
Oh, FTDX 1200.
Yeah, okay. The reason I'm asking is, let me know how you make out with that, because in mine, for whatever reason, maybe it's me, I don't think it's anything I did mistakenly, but on both radios, my TMV71A or right now it's on the Yaesu 897D, I really needed to put a little mic preamp on it in order to boost up what I felt was a better signal.
Well, I've got a MXR. I think that's what it is. It's not dynamic. The condenser mic, and I felt just like that was going to be. I don't know. Out here in the shack, it's noisy out here, and this power supply is probably knocking you down right now. I was going to use it, but I just think it'd be too much. So, but I wanted a good bassy, good sounding mic. So I'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Well, that's what I have here with this mic. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's an excellent mic. I mean, I've had good experience with it. I just, for whatever reason, to get a little more gain out, I guess would be the right way to say that, because I'm not really modifying any other. It's not like it's on a mixer for changing the bass or changing the treble or changing the whatever. It's just strictly to get a little more gain out of the mic. And I'm not. If I sit up on the mic, it seems to do pretty well. I mean, I'm right now about 2 or 3 inches from it. So people tell me it sounds good, but if I take away the little mic amp, it doesn't sound quite as good.
Is that what you're talking on right now?
Yeah, exactly. And I guess you would know if it sounds bad or good, I guess.
Oh, good, man. I hope mine sounds that good, because, man, that thing sounds sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad. Well, again, I think the difference is, regardless of whether I have the amp on it, a microphone like this has a much more sensitive range of frequencies, and so it's able to reproduce them better. So it sounds more natural. Because I'm sure you've heard, you listen to some of the mics that are on HTs, or the remote mics that are on HT, little handheld mics that are like on my TMV, the HTs, the remote ones. And of course, they don't sound. You can hear them, you can make good copy on them, but the quality of the audio is, well, scratchy and it's not good. It's just not very good audio. But I personally I felt kind of compelled. I probably mentioned this before. Doing the net, I felt like I needed to have maybe I don't know if it's the best on the net. It's just I wanted it to be good.
Oh yeah, man, it sounds great. I like that broadcast sound. I know a lot of people will complain about it, and but I don't know. I just like the warmness of it.
Oh, I agree. In fact, the mic I'm using is a tube amp.
Oh, okay. It makes it even better.
I think it does, but I've never tried another one, so I don't have much to compare it to. But anyway, appreciate the good reports on that, Tim. In Hendersonville, of course, and that's Kilo Uniform 4 X-Ray Bravo. Yeah, do let me know how that works out for you. I'm anxious to hear, and if you want to, I'll give you which little preamp I got for that. Of course, I got this directly from Heil, just as a point of interest here. When they were selling them at half price, they originally listed for like $250, and I got it for I think $125, but might have been somewhere around there. And I noticed that some other resellers were selling them for around that price, but then I saw a couple that were still selling it for the higher price.
Man, that's a steal right there. Yeah, I think I dropped $250, but it came with the boom and the cord and everything. So I'll give it a shot and see what happens. If it don't, I'll sell it just like I do everything else. 73s, man. I'll let you get back to it. KU4XQ.
Yeah, very good, Tim. Again, Tim, Kilo Uniform 4 X-Ray Bravo in Hendersonville. Great signal, by the way, but Hendersonville is not too tough for either of us to me and back. Yeah, I always get a kick out because people want to say they forget the net, and I say, well, we are the only net that I'm aware of in the country that gives people 2 opportunities to miss the net each week.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know why I forget. I'm sitting out here by the radio, messing around on HF, and it's scanning. I've just got it turned down. So who knows? Have a good one. Trying to stay warm. The snow's. I've just watched the radar. It looks like it's coming in. So maybe we might get some snow. KU4XQ.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Tim. Yeah, it's easy to forget. I do think we need to put up that bat signal though. If I get one of those 5 million candle power lamps to point up in the sky, everybody know. All right, who else? Do we have anybody else late check-ins? Please come in. Hey, Earl, where have your bad self been for the last couple of weeks, man? What were you out of town?
No, I was just, I don't know, just keeping a low profile, I guess, and trying to take care of a few little personal things that get caught up with to make sure I got up to date with my, out with the old and in with the new, trying to stay current on my stuff.
If you're gonna stay current, man, you need to get that 100-foot tower, and then like maybe 4 of the antennas I have, so you can phase them, in a phased 4 antenna array, and maybe get a 200-watt amp. What do you think about all that?
Well, daggone, how big, how many credit cards you got? You gonna loan me?
Well, I can loan them to you, but it's like if you use them, you'll find out I'm independently poor.
Well, it won't bother me none. I'll just give them back to you, and you'll see how more independently poorer you might be.
I tell you what, that would be awesome though. See, that would be the dream shack to me, to have, like I said, a phased array of verticals like I have, of which you'd be spending $1,200, no, actually more, almost $1,600 on just the verticals, and then to put up a 100-foot tower, and I would be broke for certain. But man, would you have a good signal?
Yeah, or just go up with a 100-foot tower and put you one of them there stacked 17 B2s up on that, and maybe spend less amount and have the same amount of signal coming in and going out.
Oh man, see, if you had stacked of those those beams, you'd be able to set roofs on fire.
There you go. That'd be the Simplex Net controller dream right there, wouldn't it? Even they're gonna get 4 of them and put 2 of them vertical and 2 of them horizontal, and they're gonna be covering all bases in between. My signal just fell out, so didn't it?
No, it stayed pretty solid. I was watching it as you were talking, as a matter of fact, and it just stayed fairly steady, just a little bit of wobble right around S5. So you were doing fine with the good audio.
Okay. Yeah, I was just watching my meter over here and everything. I still seem to, of course, I'm on my lowest ground dual band antenna and everything, but I guess conditions has got a lot to do with it and everything. But anyway, Happy New Year over there, Paul. I think this is the first time I checked in on that this year.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I was getting lonely over here. Hadn't heard your mellifluous voice.
Well, that's a tongue twister. You could have gone all day without saying one of those there poly-quality or quadruple syllable words over here.
I'm not even sure that's a word. I'm not even sure I know what it means. It just came out that way. Maybe it's just there's another term and it escapes me, but no, you know, as you know, you have a unique voice and it's easily recognizable. So I missed it when you haven't been here.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll get in a little bit more often now and getting things caught up. If there's a such thing with all these here piles of archives I need to go through. But anyway, just wanted to say howdy and anyone out there on the old spectrum of my antenna, reach out and say the same thing to them, and hope everything's hunky-dory, peachy creamy, and N8 double tough, as they say in certain circles, and 7.3s. Well, catch you later, Paul. Doing a fine job. Keep it on with your bad self. KE4 or DEZ, back to net.
Earl, you're giving away your age when you start using those older terms. Very good. That was Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. He's over just east of Cedars of Lebanon, over in Noreen. Who else? Anybody else? Late check-in, please come now. No more late check-ins. North, south, east, west. Anybody out in the Cumberland River? Anywhere, any place. Ships in the air, dirigibles, etc.
W4AWA.
Yeah, you can't check in twice.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on your audio. The settings you've got with your preamp and that mic is the best I have ever heard it. I mean, it's really superb.
Well, cool. That's a nice recommendation from somebody who's in the business of audio, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's because we got wet soil and it makes for a great ground plan.
Yeah, that too. But that particular mic that you got such a great deal on, that how makes a lot of recording studio mics, and that the mic you're using is actually intended for recording studios and not so much for ham radio. And it's standard on those kinds of microphones to have quite a bit lower output level, and they've also got a lower impedance. So they're actually designed to need a preamp. So that's really to be expected, that it needs a preamp to go in to replace a normal, ham radio mic.
Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it was noticeable from what I could hear myself as well as what others told me that the output wasn't as great as I thought it would be, even though the audio quality was still excellent.
Yeah, even if you've got an HF rig, and some of the new ones have got quite a bit of adjustment you can do with drive level and EQ, but using a mic like that direct into one of those radios without a preamp, you end up sort of pushing the internal mic preamp in the radio itself up to where it starts to sound noisy. So what are you using? Have you got like a Behringer Ultra Gain Pro?
Yeah, it's not the Pro. It's The ultra gain MIC. I think it's a 100. I'm looking over there at the corner where it sits.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is the normal recording studio engineer would laugh at those Behringers, but if you go out to almost any concert sound and go back to the mixing panel for major venues, you'll almost always see 2 or 3 Behringer mic pre's, which you can buy on Amazon for $100, and they're shocking. That's what I use on my HF stuff, and they sound amazing.
Now that's the Pro, right?
Let's see. Let me look at what it says. It says Ultra Gain Pro, but I only paid $100 for it on Amazon.
Well, see, this one was only $39 for a single tube preamp.
Okay, I think the circuitry is probably the same. This just has quite a bit of additional EQ built into it. Plus, it can handle 2 different microphones. It's basically 2 units side by side.
Yeah, this one will also take the regular, whatever that is, 1/4 inch input output rather than the XLR.
Yeah, almost all the Behringers do that because, and that's that. Then again, that's more that's what PA mixing guys are used to. They need the ability to, in a pinch, throw in something from a direct box or a guitar amp.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, very good. Well, appreciate that, John. Anybody else? Commentary? No. Is there anybody else with check-ins any place around the compass? Please come out. Otherwise, you're going to fall into the lurkers, lollygaggers, sandbaggers, or scanner listeners. Or the SDR donglers. The worst. That's the worst kind right there. Because the SDR donglers, for the most part, I don't know if they can transmit or not on those little things. I think they can. It depends on what you get. All right, then. We'll close out this portion of the net. Last chance. All right, nothing heard. We finished up a little early. We got to move on to our buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. Does anybody buy, sell, swap, or swindle? Please come now. Ah, you're going to check in, I take it. How you doing there, Charles?
Pretty tired. I went to Walmart twice today and errands and worn out. Still recuperating from yesterday. I had 4 hours of sleep within a 29-hour period of time that I was up.
That's not good. What I want Walmart to do is to move all their dairy products and their bread up to the front of the store.
Some of the Walmarts, the salads are in the back.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, the one I have here, it's right around the corner from my house. I feel it's dumb. I got to buy orange juice and milk or whatever, and it's all the way to the back of the store.
Some things they want you have to get exercise.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me too much. So, how you doing? Did you have anything to buy, sell, swap, or swindle, or are you just checking in late?
Just checking in late.
Okay, very good. Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I guess. I'm pretty tired, and that's pretty much it. Waiting to see how much snow we get.
Hopefully none. All right, that was Charles, KG, Kilo Golf 4, Sierra Foxtrot. Anybody else? The final call for late check-ins, and also if you have anything to buy, sell, swap, or swindle.
W4AWE.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I've got 2 items, and the longer they don't sell, I think I may end up keeping them. They're both new. I've got a Yaesu FT991 and an Ameritron AL80B that's never even had power turned onto it.
Oh, wow. It's an FT991. It's practically new in box, and I think you said it had the software upgrades and put back in the box, and an Ameritron AL80B amplifier. Now, you said that was what, 1,000 watts? I forget what you told me.
Yeah, the 80B, I think if you research it, that's probably got the best reputation of any tube amp that Ameritron's ever made. It uses a single, I forget the exact nomenclature, it's that 500X. It's an American-made tube made by Taylor. But it will run on both 110 or 220. It comes wired for 110, so it'll give you a full 1,000 watts PEP.
Oh, wow. And I was right about that FT991, wasn't I?
Yeah, the FT991 is, what they call a shack in a box. It's, it's pretty compact. It's 160 through 6 meters, and then also it has VHF, UHF.
Oh, right. And I think it's 50 watts on both.
It's 100 watts on HF and 50 watts on VHF and UHF.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. I didn't mean to separate it out from HF. I mean, to include HF. Now, is that the 991A, did you say?
Yeah, this is the original 991. The only difference is on the 991A, they actually added an additional circuit board so the spectrum scope can run with duplicate audio. On this one, you can either just do a quick scan of the spectrum scope, or if you leave it running continuously, it mutes the audio while it's running, which is no big deal. Then you just pick you touch it and pick the spot you want to listen to.
I got you. What did you have a price for those? I don't remember.
The 991 is 800, and the AL80B I've said 1100, and since I've said it, I've got to stick with it. But they just raised the price on those to 1600, and that's what this one is new.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's an awesome price for somebody who's got $2,000 to pick up both of those items.
Yeah, the only reason at all I'm selling them is just I need to get rid of some stuff to pay some bills.
I got you. Gee, paying bills, that's a new concept, huh?
Indeed.
Yeah, very good. I read the other day that when they talked about this government shutdown, it was part of that discussion, and they said that I want to say it was 40%. I heard a different number later, but 40% of the American public, it says, live paycheck to paycheck. And I'm thinking, I don't even live that long, man. No, I do better than that, obviously. But can you imagine 40% of the public doesn't have any money paycheck to paycheck left over?
Yeah, I mean, that might even be low. It may even be higher than that. I mean, I remember when I was in the Army, when I was down at Fort Rucker, my pay in the Army was so low that my wife and I qualified for food stamps.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. What year were you in at Rucker?
Oh, this was, early. It was mid-70s.
Yeah, okay. So you're just a little younger than me then. But I was married in 1969, and my net pay, if I remember correctly, I've got a slip for that, but I think it was 180. I think that was my net pay. And I qualified for food stamps, but I never got them. And we lived in a cheap apartment and had we had no money left over at the end of every paycheck.
Yeah, in fact, the way the Army did it, they decided instead of doing food stamps, you had to go weekly to a welfare center and pick up your big slab, like a 5-pound thing of welfare cheese, and all the government staples, the cans of beans that just said beans on it.
Oh yeah, the one that said beans, the other one said coffee, the other one said cheese, and the other one said rice. It was a bag.
Yeah, but it was good food.
Hey, listen, if you don't have any money, all food is good. Yeah, anyway, I don't mean to. It's not demeaning to be broke. I've been there. Always had enough money for cigarettes at that point, though. You'd think I'd know better, but of course, cigarettes were a lot cheaper than they are now. All right, John, appreciate that. Anyway, John's got the 800 on that FT991, not the A version, and 1100 for AL80B. It's a Meritron, 1 kW amp. If anybody's interested in that, and John's good on QRZ if you want to catch him there. Anybody else? Anything to buy, sell, swap, or swindle? Anything you need? Well, we're running out of time on that one. Good enough. Well, then Like I said, if you do have anything, you can either email it to me or post it to the Yahoo group, which there's about 70 people on there. So it's a good place to be posting things locally. Very few, I don't know if any of well, maybe other clubs have the same ability, but we make it pretty easy. All you have to do is post a message and it's out there to everybody. All righty, then. Any other questions, comments, concerns, criticisms? Please come now, and I'll move over to the sideband. Feeling it's going to be slim pickings because we dropped a little lower with only 17 check-ins. So I expect there's only going to be a handful of us on the Siegel sideband.
Late check-in.
Well, who's the late check-in? Please come now.
KE4TWI.
Man, oh man, you're going to get a demerit coming in that late. You came in after the SDR dongler people.
You dog my pay. I'm all right with that. Everything's good out here.
Well, you got a good signal tonight. You sound fine.
Yep, got Juliet out there. Let's waiting on the ice. KE4TWI.
Yeah, very good. Well, I hope there is no ice. Honestly, we don't need any more accidents, injuries, or deaths, or busted up cars. That's not a good thing in this area. I expected living in New York, Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, but not here. All right, good to have you. That was Wes, Kilo Echo 4, Tango Whiskey India. He's down near Watertown in an undisclosed location. And that's the second to the last call for late check-ins. Is there any more before I leave? Good. We're moving over to sideband. And, of course, the sideband, upper sideband, 2 meters. It's 144.240 and 144.240. Upper sideband, and I'm going to switch over there in just a moment, closing out this portion of the net. All righty. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Very good. This is the sideband portion of the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. My call is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. And let's see, we'll start out since we ended up in the south. We'll start in the south. Anybody south at I-40, please come.
Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet.
So I didn't make you wait at all that time, Jim.
Oh, yeah, well, last week, last Saturday, I held a sideband check-in net because you forgot.
Did I really? Well, I think I had a reason, but I don't remember what it was. Like I had to run off or something.
I don't know what it was. Me and K1 SPD, we was out here, and another gentleman down there in Murfreesboro said, I think Paul forgot about us.
That's all right. Well, you won't be orphans if you're all out there. You know, that's cool. See, you guys can work without me. That's great.
Oh, yeah, we picked up the ball and ran with it. It was all good. And we had seven check-ins.
Awesome. I'm going to check my log because I don't know why I took off that day, but I must have. Well, very good. That's Jim, KE4TYJ. Who else we have south of 40? Anybody else? You copy anything, Jim?
No, I hear nothing. Static, over.
Yeah, no, I was just, I heard, thought I heard something very faint in the background, but I think it's my imagination. All right, well, then let's move over to the west. We'll go backwards here. West of Mount Juliet, please come in.
W4AWE.
Hey, very good, John. Sound good? You were copying Jim, I take it?
Yeah, I had a good copy on him.
Yeah. Well, I think you normally have a pretty good copy on him anyway on FM, don't you?
Yeah, generally. And I tell you what, I am so ready to get those beams up because that's going to change everything.
Oh, yeah. That's what Jim did. He changed everything. He's got a great signal on 2 meters on FM, and I presume even on sideband when I don't have a horizontal antenna, but I can still hear him great even on sideband. All right, who else? Using the sideband antenna, I mean for horizontal, excuse me. Who else we got? Anybody else west of Mount Juliet? South or west of Mount Juliet, please come in. Southwest or north of Mount Juliet, please come in. Southwest, north, or east, please come out.
K4TWR.
Hey, there you go. Were you copying everybody there, Wes?
Yeah, I haven't plugged in this antenna in months, so I'm glad it's still working.
Which one are you using that you're plugging in?
The little loop up there in the tower at about 60, 65 feet.
Oh, you're talking. It is strictly a 2-meter loop, right?
Yep.
That's doing a good job for you. Everybody else copying? Is anybody not copying West? Let me put it that way. No, it's doing well. Anybody else, north, south, east, or west, for the sideband portion of the net? Please come in. Hey, Earl, are you hearing everybody?
Yeah, so far I got everybody.
Ah, very good. Yeah, your signal seems a little low. How much power do you run on the sideband?
Well, my meter is kind of stingy on me. It ain't, I don't know, it's supposed to be somewhere around 40, but it ain't quite getting up there yet.
Okay, well, no, you're doing good. Your audio just seems a little lower than normal for me, but I don't know. You're using the same antenna, correct?
Yeah, I'm on the same antenna, same settings, and everything like that. Just went from FM to sideband.
Well, you're doing good. Let's see, we have anybody else out there, Earl. That was Earl, Kilo Golf 4, Delta Echo Zulu. Who else? Or it's Kilo Echo 4, excuse me. Kilo Echo 4, Delta Echo Zulu. It's Kilo Echo, isn't it? Or did I write that down wrong?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. I get the ham dyslexia here, writing down some of the stuff. Anybody else out there on sideband, please come in. Well, we got 5 tonight, and last call for sideband portion of the net here on 2 meters, 144.240. Nothing heard. So that was that. That's me, Kilo 4 Papa Echo. It's just 1 kilo there. Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. We've got Jim, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet in Woodbury, and John, of course, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo over there in Bellevue. West, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India in near Watertown. And Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Appreciate the, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a whole grand total of 5, but 5's better than nothing. We're doing all right. It's a little slim tonight. We had 18 check-ins on the Simplex Net, but apparently because it's a longer weekend, it messed people all up in some ways, because we haven't been under 20 in a long time, but that's all right. Whoever's available is good, and my gosh, there's a lot of nets that'd be thrilled to have 12, let alone 18 or 20 or 30, which we've had 31, and I don't know what the other one was, 34 or 35. So it's been good. Appreciate everybody being there. And I'm closing down the Simplex sideband portion of the net and going back to FM. K4PEW. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hi, gentlemen. Don't forget, there's a VHF contest happening right now as we speak. Band conditions are terrible. But anyways, give it a shot if you want. Just figured I'd throw that out there. All right, 73's Paul. Good net, as usual. Did a good job. K4TYJ.
Just busy flapping my jaws as usual. K4PEW. We'll catch you on FM. I'm back, K4PEW, and I'm closing out all the nets, and we finished at 1 hour and 8 minutes so far, and I'm going to end here. Appreciate anybody who's watching, and appreciate anybody who's listening. I was thinking about someday just blocking out the screen from me. It'll just say stand by, and you'll be able to read the meter, and you won't have to look at me. Not that it matters if it see me or not. It's all about radio, not about the audio portion, or the video portion. But I guess that makes it, I don't know if it makes it interesting or not. I wouldn't want to say. I get tired of looking at me. So you guys have a great night. Are you people? You people. That's right. What do you mean, you people? All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'm closing it down. Have a good one.